Okay, hello. I'm making this video for those people, for those kababayans who wants to go to Philippines at this time of pandemic. Yeah, for my friends there in the UK, you keep who are asking me, about my travel experience. Okay, I want to share to you, my travel experience. Right, firstly, obviously, if it's really urgent, you can still go, you know although in the UK at the moment we're becoming stricter, because I think we are a bit late bloomer, as they call it, when it comes to COVID. It's only now that I think we are more stricter now in the UK, for letting people travel in and out of the country. But still, they allow people to travel out, if you have a good reason. So I think, based on my experience, it was just a straightforward, and the best thing really is to know what do you need, to know the requirements and be prepared for it, and have it ready so that it will not delay your journey. So I am sharing with you today about my experience. I left UK 15th of March. I supposed to take off like 4 o'clock in the afternoon that Monday, but they cancelled it. They moved my flight in the morning, which is 11 o'clock in the morning. So I ended up waiting 8 hours at Istanbul airport for my connecting flight. But I was already expecting that there will be some hiccups, I think. But for me, that was just minor. It's alright. Anyway, I already have allocated at least over a week being on the road, or flying, or being in quarantine before I can see my family really. So here are my experiences really. I'm sharing it with you. And for I think there are some links and apps that you need to go on and fill in your details, as well as apps on your phone, to download on your phone, because they require that. Most of the requirements are upon arrival in the Philippines. They have more requirements when you arrive in the Philippines than leaving the UK. Right. First, obviously, you get to book your ticket. At the moment, UK has got a list of countries that are on the red list. Red list meaning, when you arrive to the UK from these red list countries, you got to undergo a compulsory quarantine in a hotel, and then you will be paying, I think, about £1,700, and that's a quarantine for 10 days. So when you choose an airline to book, choose those countries, those airlines that don't pass through the red list countries, because even at the moment Philippines is not on the red list. But if you fly via airline that come from red list countries like Emirates, because Dubai is on red list at the moment, when you arrive in the UK, you still got to quarantine. So what I did, I booked with Turkish airline, because Turkey is not on the red list. So okay. So now I traveled via Turkish Airlines. When I get to the airport, there are representatives in there who will guide you what are the requirements when you arrive to Philippines. They don't require a swab test when you leave UK, but they will warn you about what gonna be the requirements when you arrive in the Philippines, whichever country you're going. But obviously, in my case, it's in the Philippines. So for Philippines, they asked me if I have registered with the Red Cross, which is I got this link from Facebook actually. You know, it's caf.redcross.org.ph. You can email me if you need the link of this, because it's more easy if you already have registered before going to the airport, because you know it save you a lot of hassle, you know, because it takes time sometimes, especially if you're not a very technology geek. So I already have registered on Red Cross, so I already have retrieval code that you will need when you get to the Philippines. But upon checking in the UK airport, well, in my case, I use Manchester Airport, they will ask you to register to this, because they need you to see, they need you to show them your QR code, they call it. That is for COVID testing when you get to the Philippines. And a Trace app. It's called Trace app. Well, you got to go to, if you are an Apple user, so go to Apple and then, or Android. It's called Trace app. So if you well, actually, I will be listing this on my on the comment section later. And then so just that, you know, the checking in at the airport, Turkish Airlines only asked me that, well, obviously plus my ticket, and then so checked in, and thankfully, because of the restrictions, not many passengers, so it was a very easy, you know, very, not very easy, but straightforward if you get the requirements. And by the way, they're also asking for this declaration to travel, that you are allowed to travel, because in the UK at the moment there are only certain reasons that you will be allowed to travel. With mine, I used because I have a Filipino passport, so obviously I'm Filipino. I used my Philippine passport from over here, and my purpose was to see my parents, my mom. Since COVID, I haven't been back to Philippines for nearly 2 years now, and I am also processing the sale of some of my properties. It's not very properties really. Anyway, so I have that declaration. So make sure you have that, because it takes time as well. There is a form that they're giving you at the airport to fill in, but if you can download that from the UK government website, you can fill that in as well, and then just save it on your phone, and then they're happy to just see that, you know, as your purpose of travel. So it depends what kind of purpose. There are a list of allowed reasons. As the normal thing, you know, go to the check-in, drop bag drop, and then go to security. You know, it's just a normal thing, you know, to security, show your passports and stuff, and then fly. Okay, it's just a normal thing, you know, like flying from the UK, stop over to Istanbul, and then waiting for my next connecting flight, Istanbul to Manila. When I get to Manila, when I got to Manila, that was last night. Um, well, it's quite alright because like before you disembark, one representative from the Coast Guard, give instructions what to do. So whilst on the plane, we've been given to a card, the yellow card, which is for the COVID form to fill in, and the normal thing, which is the arrival card. So you fill that in whilst on the plane, and then get off the plane, follow the crowd. They will guide you where to go, and then just when you get there are people who will assist you. They will assist you how to go to like for this swab process, because when you get to the Philippines, they will require you to quarantine for 7 days, I mean. And that quarantine, that means you need to book a quarantine approved hotel. In my case, I didn't book because there are so many on the list, and I don't know if those on the list really are approved, and I don't want to get into trouble of booking it, and then when I get in here, they are not approved quarantine hotel, and then like chase them to do my refund and all that stuff. So I didn't have a hotel. Actually, I supposed to have that, because if I didn't have that, it will take me time, because what they do is just ask you for your booking reference, and before they can let you pay for your swab. What I did, well, my son did the booking for me, because I supposed to just book when I arrive, because I want to choose a nice hotel. Because could you imagine staying in a hotel for 7 days? I might not die of COVID. I might die of depression or loneliness or something. But anyway, my son did the booking for me, so at least because most people in there, they already have their booking, hotel booking. So well, anyway, I just use that. So it's straightforward there, because there are signs. You got to show your hotel confirmation, and then they will give you the form, like affidavit, if you are a returning OFW, because returning Filipino workers, or if you are a seaman, or you are OFW. So for OFW, they are good, because no need for them to pay for their hotel and for their swab, as well as a seaman. But for returning Filipino like me, you got to pay everything. So yeah, it's straightforward really. Like they will guide you where to go, and then pay for your swab. The swab is 4,200, and they're gonna do the swabbing now on the 5th day of your quarantine, which means that you need to book at least 7 days of quarantine, of 7 days in your quarantine hotel. Then on the 5th day, they said they will come, someone from the Red Cross will come and do a swab for me, and then when the result comes out, I am free to go. But before that, before I can be free to go, I need a confirmation from the local government where I'm going, which is my city, in the province. In my case, I'm going to Kabangkalan, my house there. So my son checked the requirements of the local government in there, and then they give him this again a link. It's called S dash pass, as in PASS.ph. You got to register in there as well, and then after you register in there, you can upload your test result, your swab result. Say if you have the vaccine and stuff like that. And then once everything is been uploaded in there, the local government as well will respond to you. So obviously when you register, you got to give your details in there, telephone number, your email address. And then once the local government will approve that you're okay to come, to travel to the place, you can travel back there. So, and then your family can pick you up at the airport. Unlike before, that because before it was only 3 days in Manila. When you arrive, they will swab you straight away, and then when the swab result comes out, you can go to wherever you wanna go to your local town or cities. But then when you get there, it's the local government who will pick you up at the airport and quarantine you straight away to the quarantine facilities. This time, it's not the case because you already have quarantine here, you isolate here for 7 days. Once you have a negative result, when you get there, you will only self-isolate in your house. You're not allowed to go out, but at least in your house. And your family can pick you up from the airport. Well, that's what Dio said, my son. And this new guidelines. So hopefully, after my 7 days here, I can travel back, and hopefully, like the local government will just give me clearance straight away, so that I can go home, which is on the 22nd of March. So, I'm just praying for that. So, just that for now, I can share. And today is my second day. Obviously, yesterday is the first day. This is the second day. So, I still have 5 days to stay here. And it's funny because at the airport, people there, after I've done all the requirements, I paid for my swab. They just said, how would you go to your hotel? And I said, well, I don't know. I said, are you taking a taxi? I said, well, am I allowed to? I said, yeah. So now they give me the paper, give this to, it should be a yellow taxi and all this and all that, so, which is funny because what if I didn't go straight away to my hotel? But anyway, I went. So yeah, when I get in here, I took taxi to here. And when I get in here, I wasn't to the point of my hotel. But anyway, I wanted to change it because I wasn't that. But I'm so worried because if I change it, it might delay everything. So I just try my best to survive with this therapies. And anyway, I'm happy that I'm here now. Right, update you when I get to Kabangkalan. Bye for now. By the way, I did exercise this morning, so I'm gonna watch films all day.